A big affair on hand tonight in Akron. To your left, it is the 3-1 St. Vincent St. Mary Fighting Irish. On your right, it is the 5-0 Alliance Aviators. Two giants of NEO baseball clash at a D1 facility. It is the Aviators and the Fighting Irish up next on SmeeSports.
Yeah, thank you. I just want to say first, all glory to God. Without him, I am nothing.
Power the shove, Neighbor Nation, we will see you on Saturday afternoon. Riley Meister gets the point.
Back into left field, say goodnight to that baseball.
And there's another one, it's back to back Jacks for KSU Tuscarawas. Needs a point, and it's alive. Hansen pushes it over. Unbelievable. We play on. It's blocked. We're tied. We're tied. Unbelievable.
Good evening from Skeeles Field on the campus of the University of Akron, as today we have OHSAA baseball between the St. Vincent St. Mary Fighting Irish and the Alliance Aviators. Once again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports. One of the games of the year expected tonight. You have two very fierce teams who did really well in the playoffs last year. St. Vincent St. Mary, after a rough 2023, they made it to the district finals where the Kenston Bombers ended their campaign, putting St. V's with an 18-12 record. As for Alliance, a slightly better record on paper, but one less round of action. 20-7 their record, but it was the Fighting Irish, not St. V's, but of Youngstown Ursuline, ending their 2024 campaign. For Alliance, perfection. 5-0 so far this year. Wins over Massillon, Perry, JFK Catholic, Cuyahoga Falls, and Uniontown Green. As for St. Vincent St. Mary, 3-1. You have wins over Mogador Field, Cloverleaf, and Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy. Their only blemish came on Friday night, a heartbreaker 3-2 the final as St. Ignatius walked off STVM at Fisher Field on the campus of Baldwin Wallace. St. V, something that they were known for last year was their pitching. No different this year. On the bump today, it is Will Tober, the sophomore, the quote-unquote 3 in this rotation. But once you see him pitch, he does not pitch like a 3. He could be the ace of pretty much any other team in the Eastern Buckeye Conference. The way he is able to pitch, it is pure domination. He might have struggles early on in the game, but as we saw last year, once he hits his stride, look out. There is no slowing down Will Tober. For Alliance, though, their offense, it has been red hot this year. 7.6 runs per game on average in comparison to St. V, only scoring 3.5. I feel like we are going to have a defensive affair on hand. The defense of St. V's is one of the best in NEO baseball. You look at their infield, you have Matt Engelhardt, Tyler Sloan, Kirky behind the dish, Tamzarian at second, and Yori at third. A lot of big guys in there who can make big plays. Obviously, not having Devon Lehman over at shortstop this year is going to hurt. And behind the dish, Daniel Craybill, who, going back to the playoffs, a sensitive subject if you talk to Holy Name baseball fans or myself. 2 back picks at Twinsburg in the district semis. 2 of his best chucks as a member of the Fighting Irish, and that is how he went out in this game. Today, it is going to be Kirky doing the catching. Obviously, some large shoes to fill for him, but he has done so well this season already early on. Obviously, it is a small sample size, but the senior batting .417 on the year. He has been tremendous as expected. For Alliance this inning, it will be Brady White, D'Angelo Fisk, and Bo Davis leading us off. The time on the campus of the University of Akron stands at 5:12 p.m. Tober sound. And with one delivery, we are off. Ground ball left side of the infield on the first pitch. The chuck is over to Sloan in time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. Great efficiency by Will Tober. And that was Engelhard with the putout from second base.
For the Aviators, hitting second, the second baseman.
Now up steps D'Angelo Fisk. Fisk will play second base defensively for the Aviators tonight. Tober sets and fires his second pitch. Another grounder over to Engelhard. It's Groundhog Day. 2 pitches, 2 batters put away. A very quick inning so far from St. V's defense. I mean, we see this all the time where you have a quick frame. It goes just like that, a snap of a finger. But the way it is going right now, 2 pitches in, 2 outs, Matt Engelhard might have himself an inning. Bo Davis, he takes that one, and it is off the plate. 1-0 the count. Davis, an impressive campaign so far. Out of the healthy Aviators, he has the highest batting average, batting .467. A beautiful break from Tober evens up the count at 1-1. But Bo Davis, he has had a tremendous year. Honorable mention, PBR All-State team for Division III heading into the year. A lot of lofty expectations on the junior. 2-1 the count. But Tober, as we've seen so far, very much a contact pitcher. We will see if that remains the parting line here. A good eye from Davis. Make it 3-1 with Valentino Fisk awaiting in the on-deck circle. Tober trying to get back in this at-bat. Fires it in. Chopped over to the left side. Scooped up. The throw is in there. A great chuck across the diamond from Quinn Yori retires Davis and the side. The Aviators go in order. We flip to the home half of the first inning at Skeeles Field. 0-0 your score. The Fighting Irish have their first ups when we return on SmeeSports. The bottom of the first inning about to get underway here at Skeeles Field. The Aviators go in order to begin the ball game. St. Vincent St. Mary, they will send up Matt Engelhard, Rylan Hurley, and Tyler Sloan to get us underway in the home half of the frame. This is OHSAA Baseball live on SmeeSports. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this afternoon if you are just joining us. Matt Engelhard will step in the box to get us underway for the home half of the first inning. 1 RBI and 1 stolen bag on the year for the leadoff hitter. Last year, this spot was occupied by Max Milkovich, one of the best leadoff hitters in the entire OHSAA. 1-0 the count. And we saw his prowess in the leadoff spot a lot in the win over Holy Name in the district semis. 1 ball, the pitch. A good ball sent into left field. Definitely playable, and it is caught in left for out number 1. That is Ben Craig on the putout. 1 up, 1 down for the Aviator defense, and now up steps Rylan Hurley, the center fielder.
Number 7, Rylan Hurley.
Hurley, the junior, batting $125, 1 stolen bag on the year. He is looking for the breakout game that will put him back to where he was last year, a top talent for a very talented St. V squad. Swing and a miss, misses on an offering just in the other batter's box. 0-1 the count. Cade Blatt is on the mound for the Aviators as he will look to roll through this one. 1.4 ERA on the year so far, and now has Hurley down 0-2. But Blatt has had a great year, 2-0 on the mound, only pitching 5 innings. He gets the job done and gets it done quick. Misses outside on that offering, 1-2. But Alliance so far this year, perfection. They have had a couple of scares, a couple of close games, especially the first one against Massillon. The 1-2 hit over towards short, an easy scoop by Iki. The throw across on a zip is in time to Valentino Fisk for out number 2. Plenty of power behind that throw from Iki. And Iki playing over at shortstop for the foreseeable future. Michael Blackwell, he is back and available for the Aviators after suffering an injury last week, but they are being extra cautious with his recovery. A 4-year letter winner. He has been the backbone of this team for a number of years. They don't want to lose him for the year. And with Iki's talents over at short, and you have a guy like Fisk who can fill in at first base, you take that risk, you let Iki play, and you let him grow for your future. 0-1 the count. The pitch. Breaks to the corner and misses. A good idea from Cade Blatt, but now the count stands at 1-1. Alliance looking to get the Fighting Irish in order. Misses outside, 2-1. This is going to be a patience game for both sides. You have to wait for your pitch. I feel like we are going to have a first to 5 wins this game sort of afternoon. Now 2-2 on the foul tip. That is just the way that this game is set up with Tyler Sloan now in the box for St. V's. 2 teams who have pretty good defenses and good offenses. 9 times out of 10, the defense is able to squash the offense. And so far, it is looking that way. 2-2, 2 away, the pitch. Misses off the plate and low. Full count on Sloan. Sloan so far on the year batting .250, has a 2.1 ERA as well. 1 of 3 as a part of the 3-headed monster that is St. V's pitching. That pitch is in there for strike 3. Sloan doesn't get the bat off of his shoulders, and Cade Blatt has his first strikeout of the afternoon, retiring the side. Just like the Aviators did, St. V's goes in order. We head to the top of the 2nd inning at Skeeles Field, all still to play for on SmeeSports. Four, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Aviators in the top of the 2nd inning. No hits for either side so far, and the Aviators look to change that here. Ground ball, and it is scooped up at third. What a play! The throw is in time. 1 pitch, 1 down to begin the top of the 2nd inning. Great range on the left side of the infield. We will watch that play back. About as good as it gets over there. I mean, that was destined for the gap, and somehow in some way, St. V's makes that stop. It's the third baseman over there. That is Yori able to get over there. That's exactly what they wanted to see. Swing and a miss on the first offering to Iki 0-1 the count. So far in this game, 2 groundouts to short, 2 groundouts to third for the Aviators. All of their contact, it's on the left side of the infield. 1-1 now the count on Iki. Tober sets and fires. Breaks out of the zone. A good idea, but unable to execute. 2-1 the count. Alliance starting to get a little bit more patient. They are going to need to be very patient down the stretch if they want to win this one at the sticks. First contact over to the right side. A great dive by Sloan. The throw 2-1 is in time. An excellent cover from Will Tober retires Iki for out number 2. Sloan did the right thing. He had to come off the bag, but Tober getting over there on a beeline. That is exactly what St. V's needed. 5 Aviator batters, 5 retired in order. And now up steps the third baseman for the Aviators, Lincoln Reese. Reese so far on the year, a solid outing, batting .214, 1 RBI, 1 double, 1 stolen bag. He looks to change that here as this could be a good momentum game for him. Get a couple of base knocks, and he is back to his best. That would have been a great pitch to unleash on. Tober doesn't get the bite. A strike nonetheless. 1-1 the count. And you could see that split-second hesitation from Reese. He wanted that swing. He just held off. A good hold there makes it 2-1. For St. V's next inning, it will be Kirky, Tash, and Tamzarian due up. 2-1 the count. Tober sets and fires. Hit into right center field. This one could drop in there. And on a sliding dive, it is caught. Sam Robinson in right slides in. You could call it a dive in that same regard. Either way, he makes the play, retiring the side. We will watch that one back. A high hanger in that gap. Immediately, I said that could fall. But Sam Robinson says not so fast. What a snag. That is probably the play of the game so far. Gets in there, able to just snag it. No hitter, perfect game. Whatever you want to say, it is still intact. 9 batters combined have stepped in the box. 0 have reached base. We flip to the home half of the frame. 0-0 your score in Akron. It is Kirky, Pytash, and Tamzarian due up in the bottom of the second inning for St. Vincent St. Mary. 0-0 your score, 9 up, 9 down so far. If you are just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. It is Kirky stepping in first as Blatt looks to break him down. The first offering is a good offering, but not in the zone. 1-0 the count. Once again, looking at Zach Kirky batting .417 on the year. And once this campaign concludes, he will head on over to Slippery Rock where he will play his college ball. 2-0 the count on the catcher. Obviously, over the past couple of years, Daniel Crable, a good example for Kirky on how to catch, a great guy to learn from. And so far this year, those teachings have paid dividends. 2-1 now the count on Kirky. Blatt sets and fires. A good delivery to the bottom right corner. Now 2-2 the count. That is exactly what the doctor ordered for Blatt. Just get it to that corner, find that opening, and take advantage. And that break will instead hit Kirky. Zach Kirky will be our first base runner of the ball game as he reaches on a hard 90.
Stepping in for St. Vincent, St. Mary.
A good battle from Blatt, but just lost control of that breaking ball, and that is the risk you take with throwing that ball, especially that close. If it doesn't break or doesn't break in time, you give a free base up. And now up steps Justin Pytash. Pytash batting .400 on the year. Another great player for St. V's. Davis blocks it. The throwdown is not in time. Even with that disadvantage, Davis has one heck of a chuck, but either way, Kirky is in scoring position for St. Vincent St. Mary. You do not steal on Bo Davis, but whenever you have a jump, that helps. 1-0 the count on J.J. Pytash. Blatt checks Kirky. A good lead at second. The pitch. Hit over to the right side and will fall out of play. Cam Burton will see that one fly on out. Davis behind the dish. Fisk at first and second. It is Val at first. D'Angelo at second. Iki at short. At third, it's Reese. From left to right in the outfield, you have Ben Craig, Brady White, and Cam Burton. And that will set the Aviator defense. The 1-1. And it is in there now, 1-2. After the foul contact, Blatt able to get one on JJ. It is Ashton Tamzarian, the second baseman, awaiting in the on-deck circle. Another dangerous hitter. The 1-2. He thought about it, but holds off. That will even us up at 2-2. But Tamzarian batting .333 on the year. We will talk more about him in a second, but whoever gets this kid to commit for the next 4 years to play college ball, they are a lucky team, and they will find a gem of a player in Tamzarian. Full count, 3-2 on Pytash. Our second full count of the game that Blatt has earned. He will try and win it again. The payoff. Chopped foul over towards St. V's dugout. A good survival cut from Pytash. He will see it again. And with these contact swings, foul or not foul, you waste pitches off of the pitcher. You want to tire him out, make Alliance go to their bullpen. Keep in mind, they have conference play coming up. They are limited on who they will pitch. And as that pitch skips in, that will be a walk to Pytash. 2 runners on and no one down for Alliance to work with defensively.
The number 6 hitter, a second baseman, a senior, number 4, Ashton Tamzarian.
Now up steps Tamzarian. Tamzarian, like I said, .333 on the year. A hidden gem of sorts in the recruiting world. One hit, and St. V's is on the board. First pitch strike from Blatt. A good spot to hit. 0-1 the count. Alliance really in a bad spot for one of the first times this season. They have been really lucky with the amount of opportunities they have had to play from a HUD. 1-1 as that pitch misses well upstairs against Tamzarian. But Bo Davis right there immediately working. That is what you want to see from your catcher. Great activity. He immediately checks the bases, makes sure no one's moving, no one trying anything. That is why Bo Davis is one of the best catchers in all of Stark County. The 1-1, the bunt, it is down the right side. A beautiful bunt. The throw 2-1 is in time on the cover from Fisk from second. It's a Fisk squared special for out number 1. But that will move the runners up 90 feet closer, both in scoring position, and the bunt of Tamzarian does its job.
For the Irish, the number 7 hitter, the third baseman, a junior.
And now up steps Quinn Yori. Yori batting .375 on the year, 1 RBI and 1 double. RBIs 2 and 3 in prime position. Reese will creep from third. The pitch. Chopped foul into the netting. 0-1 the count. St. V's in a very good spot early on in this one. A very bright day has turned to dark, as you can see. I would say the beautiful skyline of Akron, but that is just more some other buildings and not really the University of Akron. Behind us, that would be a great view of InfoCision, but that's not where the camera is. And nor should it be. 1-1 the count. St. V's, they have some big games coming up as well. Taking a look at their schedule, they will have the likes of Walsh, Norton, Westerville North, Lutheran West, and Massillon coming up. Here's the 1-1. Bunt. It is down the right side and foul. Great hustle from third base. That would have scored the run, but Kirky will have to go back. 1-2 the count. But great hustle out of the box. No stumble, no nothing. He had a good jump on it. He would most likely have been out if it had stayed fair, but it would not have mattered. The run would have scored, and as expected, St. V's with runners in scoring position, they are defaulting to small ball. Here's the 1-2. Hits him. A hard 90 skims the noggin, and the bases will load for St. V's. Second hit by pitch of the game, and now time will be called.
St. Vincent St. Mary, the number 8 hitter, the designated hitter is senior number 18, Logan Henderson.
And it looks like we will have a mound visit. Blatt will get talked to by the coaching staff. We will take a quick step aside. 0-0 your score. Bases loaded at Skeeles Field. Bases loaded, one down, and now up steps Logan Henderson, the designated hitter for St. V's. First pitch outside, 1-0 the count. If you are just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports. As well, update on SmeeSports. We now have a website. Go check out SmeeSports at SmeeSports.com on the web, and you can see some written content along with a queue of our past broadcasts and our upcoming broadcasts. During the break, we will talk about what we are doing Friday and Saturday, a very cool thing coming to the channel. 1-1 now the count on Henderson. But after today, we will not have Alliance baseball until next week at the earliest. The next baseball game that we have is Thursday, maybe 10 minutes away from here at Archbishop Hoban, as they welcome in Holy Name for a 5 p.m. clash on Thursday. The 1-1 chopped weakly behind. Count now 1-2. But Skeeles Field, a very beautiful facility. I believe I looked it up, like $1.5 million it cost to build. And it feels like it would cost a lot more. You see the beautiful turf. You see just the stands. You see it all. It is one heck of a facility. 1-2 the count. The pitch. It is low and outside, evening things up at 2-2 now. Alliance looking to get out of this pinch. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Blatt sets and fires. Goes for the corner and misses. Full count, 3-2. And one missed pitch. St. V's is on the board. Cade Blatt needs to be careful here. He needs strike 3 on this offering. Cade sets. The big payoff. Swing and a miss. Blatt gets the strikeout on Henderson for out number 2. That is strikeout number 2 on the day for Blatt, and a big one. Bases are loaded, but now there is a force everywhere, and 1 out gets you out of the frame. It is Sam Robinson, the right fielder. A great play in the top half of the inning. He now steps in trying to make a great offensive play in the home half. 1-0 the count. But Alliance, if they are able to get out of this with no damage done, I would be really impressed. That would be a great statement to make defensively. Here's the 1-0. Goes to the outside and misses off the plate. 2 balls, no strikes on Robinson. After Robinson, we head back to the top of the order with Matt Engelhard. Alliance looking just to survive and see another inning. Plenty of games still left. It looks like we, as of right now, will go the full 7. But St. V's can drastically change the likelihood of that with one swing of the bat. Here's the 2-0. The back pick is faked down. 2-1 the count. And that is why you always have to dive with Bo Davis. You never know if he is throwing or not. Great IQ behind the dish. A very similar player, obviously not frame-wise, to Daniel Craybill. A guy who wants to work on the base path when there are runners on. And it is low, 3-1. Blatt needs to be careful and not lose Robinson. Sam has a chance to put St. V's on the board simply by looking at a pitch out of the zone. That would be one of the easiest jobs in all of baseball, but it is easier said than done. The 3-1 runs inside, and St. V's will strike first in Akron. It's an RBI walk for Sam Robinson. St. V's 1, Alliance 0. And now it's just runners, or still runners at first, second, and third. And we go back to the top of the order. Same scenario for Blatt to work out of, but it's 1-0 St. V's instead. Engelhardt, he flew out to left field his first time up, hits it into right center field, and it is caught by Brady White! What a snag in center field, and that retires the side. Brady White, he is Alliance's center fielder. Coach Graffis has said that all season, and once again, he proves why. A web gem in right center. If that ball falls, at least 2 runs score. But Brady White says, have no fear. I am here. And that will send us to the third inning. St. V scores 1 on an RBI walk. 1-0, the Fighting Irish on top on SmeeSports. Alliance's quest to hit Will Tober continues as we enter the top of the third inning at Skeeles Field. And unlike the Red October movie, Sean Connery will not be helping out the Aviators in this contest. First pitch, a beautiful offering from Tober. The break is beautiful. 0-1 the count on Jones. It is Cam Jones, Ben Craig, and Cam Burton do up this frame as the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. The 0-1 lined into the soccer stadium foul. And ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to say that First Energy Stadium is back. No, not the one in downtown Cleveland. It's the one off to our right that Akron has. Close enough. No balls, 2 strikes on Cam Jones. The pitch from Tober misses upstairs. As I alluded to last inning, we will have an interesting encore this weekend. You can tune in after all of the MCVL tournament games and watch the press conferences live on SmeeSports. The 1-2 misses outside, 2-2. Tober starting to lose Jones. Two balls, 2 strikes. Tober sets and fires. Beautiful break. It is popped up into right center field. A tough spot to hit, and it is caught once again in right by Robinson for out number 1. 7 up, 7 down for St. V's defense so far. And this looks to be, yet again, a very good defensive battle.
The left fielder, senior number 45, Ben Craig.
And now up steps Ben Craig. The pitch. First pitch misses. 1-0 the count on Craig. Craig so far on the year batting .333, 1 RBI, a double, and 2 stolen bags. Tober sets and fires. And it is in there, 1-1. Craig, a state qualifier for the Aviators swimming team this past season. Plenty of pedigree in this lineup across all sports for the Aviators. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Chopped foul behind. Making the count now 1-2. It is Cam Burton, who has been on a tear the past couple of games in the on-deck circle for the Aviators. Once again, he is a transfer coming over from Canton McKinley after last season. Tober looking for out number 8 in a row. Sky to right side. He could get it here, but instead the ball will carry, and a big paying off of something. I believe the soccer stadium once again, or potentially the bleachers. And I believe I am being told that is the bleachers. A very loud pang. And the count now is 1-2. And that pitch will miss. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now on Ben Craig. The pitch almost clips his shoulder, but just misses. 3-2 the count. And it appears our PTZ, as per usual, has decided to time out a little bit here. The payoff pitch from Tober on the corner for strike 3. What an offering from Will Tober, and that gets out number 2. Ben Craig can't believe his eyes. That is strikeout number 1 on the day for Tober. 8 up, 8 down. And Ben Craig now debates if he needs LASIK or not. That looked outside from here. It was a good offering. It was bang, bang right on that corner. I think a lot of that comes from the frame of Kirky. And if that's the case, all more the power to him. Grounder chopped left side. Caught. 9 up, 9 down. St. Vincent St. Mary's defense on a tear so far at Skeeles Field. Their offense looks to add on some more runs when we return. Will Tober, domination for the Fighting Irish. Back on for the bottom of the 3rd inning. We mentioned Hoban a little bit ago. It looks like some of their players have made their way over here. We will see some of them on Thursday as they welcome in the Holy Name Green Wave. But the story of this game so far, absolute dominance from St. V's defense. 9 batters faced, all of which have been retired. Will Tober, he is on a tear. First pitch from Blatt drops in, but misses the zone. A very good miss at that. 1-0 the count. I believe it is Hurley in the box now for St. V's. Chop left side and foul. It is Hurley, Stone, and Kirky due up this frame. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. A very good game so far. A very low-scoring affair, kind of as expected. But right now, it is just pure domination defensively from St. V's. Alliance's defense doing good, but it only matters an ounce at that. If you can't put runs on and your defense allows 1 run, it's simple. You know who wins the game. The pitch is low. Once again, 3-1. Blatt looking to settle back in. And time will be called. Blatt trying to settle in to the frame. And St. V's just looking for some more runs. Here's the 3-1, and it is in there, 3-2. So now full count, 3-2. Blatt comes set. Here is the payoff. Swing and a miss. He gets the strikeout. Hurley can't connect. It is 1 up, 1 down. And now we will see Tyler Sloan step in.
Tyler Sloan.
Sloan so far in this one, 0 for 1. Strikeout looking to his name. The pitch. It is low, 1-0 the count. If you are just tuning in, this is OHSAA Baseball live on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. As well, if anyone is joining us via our website, SmeeSports.com, we welcome you in as well. Here is the 1-0. A little bit off the plate, 2-0. Blatt struggling to find his stride early on in these at-bats, but all it takes is one good reconnect, and he is back to his best. Instead, it's a 3-0 count on Sloan. After Tyler, it goes to Zach Kirky. Blatt will get back to work, coming set. Here is the 3-0, and it is in there, 3-1. The drizzle continuing to happen here at Skeeles Field. 3-1, grounder right side, and Fisk can't get there. It is a 1-out single for St. V's. Sloan is now at first. A good cut over to the right side. He hit his hole perfectly, and St. V's, they can rally.
Stepping in for St. Vincent St. Mary.
And now we will see number 8, Zach Kirky, step in. He was hit by a pitch his first time up. And I believe that was indeed the first hit of the ballgame for either side. 1-0 the score in favor of the Fighting Irish. They look to make it 2. A good block from Davis keeps it close, 1-0. But so far, Alliance, their offense, struggling to get their footing. No hits at all, no one on the base path. 9 up, 9 down. A liner screamed to the left side and foul. 1-1 now the count. One heck of a hit there, just unfortunate not to find anywhere good. One ball, one strike. Blatt looking to get out of this. Lobs it in and misses upstairs. 2-1 the count. For Alliance next inning, it will be the 1, 2, and 3 hitters due up. Here's the 2-1. Grounded and through past reset second base. It is a second hit in a row for the Fighting Irish as Kirky blasted past third base. 2 on, 1 down now for St. V's offense to work with.
For the Irish, number 23, J.J. Pytash.
And now J.J. Pytash steps in for St. V's. He walked his first time up. First pitch is up and out, 1-0 the count. St. V's very similar to last inning. This time around, it is simply hits getting the job done. Blatt sets and fires. Misses up, 2-0 the count. The Aviators, no action in their bullpen, but they might need to start thinking about doing so given the game script. They need a fresh arm in if Blatt can't finish out this frame. 3-0 the count. One more, and it's ball 4. And that would load up the bases for St. V's. Cade Blatt, he needs something here. And he will get it on the top left corner, barely. 3-1 now the count. But that is not going to be a sustainable method for Blatt. He needs to find his footing. He needs to settle in here. And there it is. Ball 4. It skips past Davis. That will load up the bases. And that will just be it. St. V's, they thought about potentially trying to take home. They made the right decision and held off. Still no action in the bullpen. I feel like if Blatt walks another one home, you have to pull the plug.
St. Mary, number 4, Ashton Tamzarian.
The offense is great, yes, but today for the Aviators, it is just not their game right now. Tamzarian steps in. He had a sacrifice bunt his last time up. Bases loaded, 1 down, and a chance to blow this one wide open. First pitch is in there, 0-1 the count. A good get right from Cade Blatt. Blatt, he just needs to keep playing catch with Davis. And if you're Davis, nothing crazy, simple pitches. Hit to the right side and foul, making the count 0-2. A good recovery, but the recovery still has a long ways to go if that recovery involves getting out of the frame with no damage. 1-0 St. V's on top, 0-2 the count in the bottom of the third on Ashton Tamzarian. Here's the pitch, and it is blocked by Davis. Ball 1 on the second baseman. And it looks like we will potentially start to see some action. At least a catcher has gone to the Aviator bullpen. We will see what arm joins him out there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Line left side, foul. A good spot for Tamzarian, but unable to sneak it fair. The Aviators in their next couple of games include a home and away against Salem, away at Kent State against Lake Center Christian, CCC on the 14th, and then at home and away against Carrollton on the 15th and 16th. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Blatt. Line right up the middle. It is caught. The play at home is there. And that will be just out number 2, they're saying. But I think Blatt said it was caught. But either way, they get the force at home. 2 down now. A nice snag from Blatt. A little bit of confusion. And now Coach Graffos will go and talk to the umpire. A little bit of confusion there. I couldn't tell if it skimmed the ground first or not. Based on the way that it was going, I'm going to say it didn't hit the ground. Or did hit the ground, So now, if that's the case, what's the conversation? Coach Graffos, he is just going to go talk to Blatt now. And a lot of confusion going on. But as I mentioned before, we will have the MCVL tournament press conferences live on SmeeSports. Tune in after the games, about 15-20 minutes after they are done, and we will be talking to the winning and losing teams. Up first at about 6:15, we will have the press conferences for Baldwin Wallace and Wittenberg. At 9:15, we will have press conferences for Mount Union and Trine. And then on Saturday at around probably 5:30-ish, we will have press conferences for the 2 teams in the championship game. As a reminder, the winner of the MCVL tournament makes it to the field of 16 for the NCAA Division III Men's Volleyball Tournament. It is going to be a fun day over at Mount Union. 4 p.m., 7 p.m. on Friday, and 3 p.m. on Saturday. You can stream all of those games on Mount Union Boxcast. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering here on SmeeSports, follow us on social media at SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest2024 on Twitter, as well as subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. We are trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing, and it greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports. And finally, we now have a website. Go online and look up SmeeSports.com, and you will be able to read some articles and check out some other cool content that we will have on the page.
St. Mary, number 9, Quinn Yuri.
Base is still loaded, 2 down after the fielder's choice, and now up steps Quinn Yuri. Yuri hit by a pitch his first time up, and as a first pitch strike from Blatt, 0-1 the count. But a long conference there. Maybe the whole task of that was throw St. V's off in the box, give Blatt a chance to recover. And that recovery will not happen. It gets through third and short. One run will score, and that is the parting line. It's an RBI single for Quinn Yuri. Make it 2-0 St. Vincent St. Mary. A beautiful hit over to the left side. The bases remain loaded, and that was just a perfect piece. It gets past Reese. Reese did all he could. Iki never really had a shot at the ball. But either way, 2-0 St. V's runs 3, 4, and 5 on the base path. Instead, it is skied high to the right side and caught by Valentino Fisk, retiring the side. One swing earlier, and that would have prevented any damage on behalf of St. V's. But instead, Quinn Yuri, an RBI single over to the left side, does the damage for the Fighting Irish. Through 3 in Akron, St. V's 2, Alliance 0, your score on SmeeSports. Alliance still looking for hit and base runner number 1 of the ballgame as we enter the top of the 4th inning at Skeeles Field. 2-0 St. Vincent St. Mary on top. If you are just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports. A rainy, dreary day in Akron. That was not the case when we got here. It was sunshine and rainbows for both sides. 0-1 the count on Brady White as he will have his second go around. He grounded out on the first pitch of the game over to short and Matt Engelhardt. Skies this one, and it is out of play. 0-2 the count on White. Will Tober, known for his contact pitching, that has been the case today, and it has worked very well. Ground out to short, ground out to short, ground out to third, ground out to third, ground out to first, fly out to left, fly out to right. Strikeout looking, ground out to third. That is the game script for Alliance's offense so far. Count remains 0-2 as White is able to fight off that offering. This is year number 2 that St. Vincent St. Mary is using Skeeles Field as their home field, moving over from a facility in Akron after 2023. The 0-2 miss is off the plate, 1-2 the count. And we were at that old facility for the last home game of the 23 season, a playoff loss for the Fighting Irish against Holy Name. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Tober. Swing and a miss. He gets strikeout number 2 and retires White for out number 1. Will Tober is on another level today. 10 up, 10 down. And I thought that was thunder for a second, but that was just the PA system turning on. Slight scare there and a lot of confusion given we're about to see some snow. I don't think I've ever seen a thunder snowstorm. Nor do we want to see it today, especially given how far my car is from here. Please no. 0-1 the count anyway here on D'Angelo Fisk. The pitch hit into right center field, and it will fall. Base hit number 1 on the afternoon for the Aviators, and that breaks up the no-no. A good hit from Fisk. He's able to hit his spot perfectly, and the Aviators have some life. Can their offense continue to roll now? Sometimes all it takes is one hit for the rest to come. And with Bo Davis stepping in, no one better to help the Aviator cause. Tober looking to recover after allowing the one-out single. Fouled away by Davis. 0-1 the count. A good defensive battle so far, and we've said that a couple of times, but for those just tuning in, I think we'll have a lot of people come in and out of this one, and mainly those people will be the ones that are in attendance, checking the score if they're not, or the ones who have made their way to their cars. The 0-1 dips in and misses inside. 1-1 the count. But Davis so far today, a ground out victim over at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tober sets and fires. Misses upstairs on the elevated fastball. 2-1 the count. But it is always a good time to be covering St. Vincent St. Mary Athletics. Appreciate the athletic department letting us come out. Obviously, we are here on behalf of Alliance, but St. V's is one of those teams that whenever I can schedule them, I will schedule them. They are a fun group no matter the sport to watch. 3-1 now the count on Davis. And it's funny that that's one of the teams that I like because as I told Coach Shepard before the game, I will hold it against his squad for being the team that ended my Holy Name broadcasting career at Twinsburg this past year. It is a 5-pitch walk to Davis as he will take his first base, and that will put runners at first and second, 1 down for the Aviator offense. Valentino Fisk steps in now.
Number 6, Valentino Fisk.
But Valentino Fisk, another prime candidate to make something happen. Left center field looking really nice right now for Valentino. Breaking ball in the zone from Tober, 0-1 the count. And it looks like the recipe for success for Tober, hang low in the zone. That is where he is getting the majority of his close calls. I believe strike 3 looking on Craig was bottom right. If he can continue to attack low, he might get some more calls. That time just misses more off the plate, 1-1 the count. But you can tell he realizes the game script. He knows what's going on. That's the adjustment there, and I think you are going to see him continue to live down low. 1 ball, 1 strike, the pitch. A good block by Kirky. Count sits at 2-1. And the wind starts to pick up a little bit here. A lot of the elements here on this beautiful April afternoon. And I say beautiful with all of the sarcasm in my heart. 2-1 the count on Valentino. Tober checks and fires. Goes outside and misses. 3-1 the count. Charlie Eakey awaits in the on-deck circle. A big pressure at bat potentially upcoming for the sophomore first baseman turned shortstop. Fisk, if it's not perfect, he will lay off here. And time is called by Valentino in the box. But this will be one of the biggest offerings of the game. Alliance, they have found their way back into this game. One swing of the bat, 2-0 turns to 2-2 or worse. 3-1, and it skips past. That will load the bases. And Coach Graffis will hold up the runner at third. Bases loaded, 1 down, and here comes Charlie Eakey. But before that, here comes Coach Shepard, and that is the right decision. You have to go and talk to your pitcher here. Bases loaded, a great start from Will Tober, and based on the way that Coach Shepard has coached this year, unless this game gets completely bonkers against St. V's, he will not pull Tober. The only relief pitcher to come in this year was Sam Robinson in the last game, 2/3 of an inning, and ended up getting the loss as St. Ignatius walked off the Fighting Irish. It's a 3-headed pitching monster, and without a bullpen piece like Christie from last year, you really stick with those 3 guys. And I mentioned it to people when talking about this game before coming. Alliance, they will have to be careful with who they pitch in this game. My prediction was Valentino Fisk initially, but Will Tober was always the guy I had pinned for St. V's just based on what was going on. And besides, St. V's, they are not confined at all by a conference schedule. That helps them. Iki, grounder towards third, scooped up. They get the tag at 3. The throw across is in there! What a chuck across the diamond! Quinn Yori prevents any damage and retires the side. What a throw! Quinn Yori on cloud 9 for St. V's.
No runs, 1 hit. No Irish errors.
And Will Tober owes him a steak dinner.
St. Mary 2.
What a chuck across the diamond. Not a gimme play by any means, but Quinn Yori has it. The base is low, 1 down for the Aviators. But Quinn Yori, a solo double play, retires the side. St. V's, a lot of anxiety. Bottom 4 upcoming in Akron. The Fighting Irish definitely have the luck of the Irish. They look to use it offensively when we return. Man, what a chuck across the diamond from Quinn Yori. Alliance, they had St. V's on the ropes, but Quinn Yori, a solo double play, gets the stomp at third and the throw across in time to 1, retires the side. St. V's offense, they are out for revenge, and they want some cushion here in this great clash. Foul tip on the first offering, 0-1 the count. It is Robinson, Engelhard, and Hurley due up. This is OHSAA Baseball live on SmeeSports if you are just joining us. And as well, welcome in if you just went to your car. A beautiful bunt down the right side. Robinson gets past it, and on the bobble, he is safe. Speedy Sam Robinson in there with a leadoff bunt single. And that is the issue with the cold. You need to keep your hands warm. Valentino, if I had to guess, he just couldn't grip the ball. I've seen that before. Going back to my Holy Name days, at Benedictine, our second baseman, a great player, just couldn't feel the ball. That's how the game ended. Benny won on that. I know that feeling, and don't wish that on anybody. And it looks like we will have a pitching change as Cade Blatt completely scampers off the field. We will see who comes on when we return. A beautiful bunt down the line puts St. V's on the base path. Alliance looking to make some defensive changes when we return. We are back to the top of the order in the bottom of the fourth inning. Alliance will now send on Cam Burton as he will look to break down the top of St. V's order. 2 runs to none, your score in favor of the Fighting Irish. I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening if you are just joining us here. Burton's first pitch is fouled away into Alliance's dugout, or almost in there. It clips off of the doorway. 0-1 the count. But the last thing that Blatt did, a good pitch, but an even better bunt down the line from Sam Robinson gets him to first. A good throw over attempt to first base, just not in time, and you can hear the oohs and ahs of the Aviator dugout. Alliance looking to keep their undefeated record alive. The 0-1 bunt shown, pull back, it's in the zone, now 0-2. And Robinson, very lucky Bo Davis didn't peer down that right field line. If he did, knowing Davis, he was a sitting duck. No ball, 2 strikes, another throwback from Burton, not in time. It's a good idea from Burton, but the way he's throwing it, it's lollipopping in. He needs to throw it on more of a line. Yes, riskier, but that is how he will get the out there. Speaking of lollipops, he tries that one, but it lollipops upstairs. 1-2 the count. Burton tried getting the bait from Engelhard. Here's the 1-2. A good piece into left field, still going on back. Plenty of carry, and it is past Craig. It will fall. At least a double for Engelhard. He will take the turn and retreat. It is a double for Engelhard. 2 runners in scoring position, and St. V's offense is back in business. 1 swing of the bat and a little kiss from the wind later, and St. V's is playing St. V's baseball. We've seen them play all afternoon. Their defense, it's great, but their offense, they are finally turning the corner, crossing over against the 2 best teams they played, a combined 3 runs, 1 on CVCA, 2 on Ignatius, and it looks like they will get 1 here as it falls in there. It will be an RBI single for Rylan Hurley. 3-0, St. V's on top. As I said before, this is a perfect game for Rylan Hurley to get back to his best, and I think that hit definitely helps his cause. 3rd inning in a row with at least 1 run scoring for STVM. Put him at the corners, no one down, and up steps Tyler Sloan. Davis, he will call a 1st and 3rd here. The Aviators need to be creative now. Not a good spot for them to be in. Burton checks and fires. Swing and a miss. If I could go inside Tyler Sloan's head right now, he was thinking, see ball, hit ball, home run pitch. A good cut, but Burton, not enough pace for his pitch to meet the bat. And it skips wide. That is how St. V's will score their 4th run of the ball game. Burton just hits it too far away from Davis. He did all he could, but the run scores, put another in scoring position to replace it. 4-0 St. V's. And as I said before, St. Vincent St. Mary is playing STVM baseball for the first time. This is their method. This is what they want to see. Can they keep it rolling? Burton sets and fires. Hit foul into the net. And now 1-2 the count. But Sloan, an opportunity to do even more damage for the Fighting Irish. A good offensive outing so far. The pitch. Hit right side, a good amount of power, and that goes into First Energy Stadium foul. Count remains 1-2. Time will be called, and a new baseball will be supplied. A lot of good foul contact in this game. But 1 ball, 2 strikes on Sloan. Alliance's defense, they need a stop, and soon. Burton sets and fires. Goes to the corner and misses just off the plate. A good miss from Cameron Burton evens us up now at 2-2. Runner at second, nobody down. Chopped weakly, and it will carry foul behind. Once again, you are watching OHSAA Baseball live on SmeeSports on the campus of the University of Akron at beautiful Skeeles Field. And once again, that beauty, it regards the facility, not the weather that we are having. This is, unfortunately, Ohio baseball weather. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Misses upstairs, count now full on Sloan. After Tyler, it goes to Zach Kirky. But St. V's, if they can score a bunch here, do their best Alliance impression against Perry, they could end this in 5. A zipper left side foul. But if you ask the St. Vincent St. Mary faithful, they wouldn't mind a nice little 10-0 win here with a bunch of runs scoring now. The payoff once again, chopped foul again. Sloan, a great battle in the box. He is not giving up, and that is exactly what St. V's needs. Based on the conference schedule coming up, I don't know if Alliance has anyone else they would be willing to put in. You put in Bugera, another reliever, he really won't be able to pitch then on Wednesday. I believe they're going to go with one of the Fisks and Bo Davis on the mound against Salem, or they throw both Fisks and save Bo Davis for Friday against Lake Center Christian. This is a tough week for them. A lot of tough games. They need their best pitcher every day. Here's the payoff, and it's outside. Ball 4 to Sloan. Runners at first and second, still no one down. And just as it was last Monday, the bottom of the 4th looks to be a dangerous inning for the home team. Kirky looks to keep things rolling for the men in green. Burton sets and fires. It is low. Davis keeps it close. 1-0 the count. But St. Vincent St. Mary, this is exactly a statement win if they keep it. This is the statement win they needed. A heartbreaker against Ignatius. This is how you tell OHSAA baseball that was an off night. This is not us. But this tonight in Akron is St. Vincent St. Mary baseball. Ground ball left side. It is scooped up. And they will get the force at third. A fielder's choice is out number 1. Kirky will still reach, but St. V's still 2-1. That is what matters. And now up steps J.J. Pytash. 2 walks to his name.
For the Irish, number 23, J.J. Pytash.
If Pytash walks again, St. Vincent St. Mary will load up the bases. First pitch. A strike called on the inside corner. 0-1 the count. And I think J-Rod next to me agrees that one was just a bit too inside. Here's the 0-1 instead. Line right side and off of the First Energy Stadium press box. 0-2 the count. Pytash looking to give this ball a ride. If not him, it goes to Ashton Tamzarian. Tamzarian, a good game so far. But the story, defense of St. V's on the left side of the infield and scrappy small ball offense. That pitch lobbed in and it misses the zone. 1-2 the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Burton sets and fires. It hits him. A hard 90 this time for Pytash, and that will load the bases. Not exactly the walk that Pytash had hoped for, but to his credit, he uses his head and takes first. You have to go with the classic pun there of using his head. You have to use that every so often. Pull that out of the back pocket. Why not? And now Tamzarian will hit with the bases loaded. Still 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. If the game hasn't been blown open already by St. V's, a base hit does so. First pitch upstairs, 1-0. But a very slow game for both sides. 4 runs for St. V's on 6 hits. No runs on 1 hit for Alliance. A defensive affair as expected. But the offensive Alliance still really hasn't taken off. 1-1 the count as Burton hits the corner on that offering. He tries to make it 1-2, and he does on the inside this time. A good up and in offering. Tamzarian down to his final strike. It is survival time with Quinn Yori in the on-deck circle. The pitch. hit into left field, and it will fall. It's an RBI single for Ashton Tamzarian. This could make it 2 RBIs, and it does. A 2 RBI single for Ashton Tamzarian. 6-0 St. V's on top. As I said, college coaches, if you are watching, give this kid a look. A beautiful swing left side. It falls perfectly. 6-0 St. V's. And the train continues to roll on the tracks for the Fighting Irish. I threw out the idea a little while ago. 4 more runs, and the run rule could be put into effect. And with Quinn Yorey stepping in, we've seen what he's done this afternoon. Why not one more great play for him? 1-0 the count as he misses upstairs. And I think both parties will be content with taking a few extra seconds as the wind starts to blow. The pitch. Ground ball smacked left side, but foul. Count now sits at 1-1. A long bottom of the 4th inning. So far, 4 runs have crossed for St. Vincent St. Mary. In games that I have called at this field for St. V's, 2-0. And he goes there, gets the bite on the inside high heat. 1-2 the count. But Yorey hit by a pitch and an RBI single to his name so far. Burton, he sets and fires. Swing and a miss. He gets his first strikeout of the game, and he will retire Yorey for out number 2. With 2 down now, up steps Logan Henderson, the designated hitter. St. V still looking to pack on some runs as this inning comes to a close. If they can get up to 8-0, I think they could, quote-unquote, walk this one off.
St. Vincent St. Mary, a sophomore, number 14, Ian Boykin.
Scrap that. It's Ian Boykin stepping in, the sophomore. The pinch hitter swing and a miss as he misses on 1 down low. 0-1 the count. But I don't mind that move from St. V's. You're up by 6, get some other kids reps against a very good team. Hit right side, a good amount of contact, but it will trail foul, and Valentino Fisk will do the right thing and stay inside. Count now at 0-2. For Alliance next inning, it is going to be Reese Jones and Ben Craig. The pitch. Chopped foul. In a good spot, but Boykin stays alive. But St. Vincent St. Mary, they have taken a good amount from this frame. 4 runs to be exact so far. Burton sets and fires the 0-2. Goes to the corner and misses. Lady Luck, 1-2 the count. Burton trying to hit that spot again. Goes for it and gets the cut to retire the side. 2 strikeouts in a row recorded by Burton. Gets the Aviators out of the jam. But not before St. V says, top of the morning to you. 4 runs in the bottom of the 4th. We head to the 5th inning at Skeeles Field. St. V 6, Alliance 0. Your score on SmeeSports. Back on for the top of the 5th inning at Skeeles Field, home of the Akron Zips. And today, the home of St. Vincent St. Mary Fighting Irish Baseball. 1-0 the count to begin this at-bat. It is Reese, Jones, and Craig due up this frame. Tober continuing an excellent outing on the mound. He will fire, and it is in there. 1-1 the count. A very good resume this afternoon from Will Tober. 1 hit allowed, no runs, pure domination. What a beautiful break in there, and they don't call it. No, that one was definitely in there. 2-1 the count. The break was perfect. That is what a highlight reel is made of, and they just don't give it. 2-1. Hit into right field. It should not matter. A good tracking job in right by Robinson. Puts Reese away for out number 1. But I have members of the Tober family in the box, and I think they agree with me that that was a beautiful strike, but not given an out and out still. I think you guys will take that. An out and out, as they do confirm. And now up steps Cam Jones, the designated hitter. Beautiful break, and another one not called. 1-0. This one a little bit more understandable as it's upstairs. But Tober fighting with that breaking ball. When he hits his spot, there is no contact. And a good get right down the pipe. 1-1 on Cam Jones. Jones 0 for 1 on the day with a fly out to Robinson in right. Tober coming set, getting ready for his 1-1. Swing and a miss. He elevates the heat. 1-2 on Jones. And looking through everything, Tober, according to my notes, only 2 strikeouts in this game. He looks for number 3 here. Almost gets it as it takes a ride off of Kirky's helmet. I guess the baseball decided to use it as a ramp of sorts. 1-2 now the count. Kirky okay. That's what matters more than anything right now. But that was an awkward foul tip. Tober once again looking for strikeout number 3. He finds it. Jones cuts on the outside corner. 2 up, 2 down in the top of the 5th. An excellent spot hit by Will Tober. Picture perfect. He is continuing his excellent day. Only one singular blemish, and that's D'Angelo Fisk. If you want to call the walk a blemish, so be it. But the base is loaded, and Yori got him out of it. But only 1 hit. A very good outing from Tober so far. And it's a first pitch strike to Ben Craig. Oh, 1. Tober sets, fires, and unable to hit Kirky. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Craig. Our next game in this area for Alliance or Marlington is on... Good question, actually. It'll be, I believe, potentially next week. Monday, CVCA Holy Name. Tuesday's open, and so is Wednesday. Wednesday, there's a good shot. It is Alliance and Carrollton next week. It just depends when I go home for an Easter break. If I stay a little bit longer, we will do that game. If not, we'll probably find something out in the Cleveland area. Those who know me, I find games like clockwork. 3-1 the count now on Craig. In the on-deck circle, it is Cam Burton. He is pitching, but he will continue in the lineup as the 9-hitter. Tober trying to fight back in. Deals, and it is in there. Full count on Craig. And his one and only up, Ben Craig, was retired on a pitch on the outside bottom corner. Tober has to be thinking bottom right based on that offering last time out. The payoff, he goes, hangs it inside, and it will go and hit the box on the roof. And a very scary greeting from the foul ball. America's pastime, inciting heart attacks since, well, its inception. Here's the payoff again. Swing and a miss. Tober gets strikeout number 4 as Craig misses on the swing. And Will Tober continues to shove. An excellent outing. Only 1 hit allowed through 5 innings of work. St. V's, if they are able to replicate their offensive performance of the last inning, we will go home. St. V's 4 runs away from inciting the run rule. They will try and get there when we return. This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. St. Vincent St. Mary dominating Alliance. 6-0 your score as we enter the bottom of the 5th inning at Skeeles Field. Burton's first offering misses upstairs on Robinson. 1-0 the count. Stay tuned on social media after the game as we'll be interviewing some of your favorite players from the winning team. And based on that single to lead off the inning from Robinson, it looks like it will be St. V's. He turns the single into a double. He continues his running. He goes to third. There is no contest. It is a leadoff standing triple for Sam Robinson. Talk about a way to begin an inning. Hugs the left field line, gets it through. St. V's 90 feet away from run number 7.
For the Irish, number 2, Matt Engelhardt.
And with the top of the order stepping in, St. Vincent St. Mary realistically could call game in the next 10 minutes. And based on the snow that is starting, I think everybody in attendance, albeit the attendance numbers have dipped a lot, would be happy if this one ends. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 the count. But here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Forget April showers, we have April snow. Here's the 1-0. Chopped foul behind by Engelhardt, who so far today is 1 for 3 with a double to his name. Count evened up at 1-1. The next broadcast on the SmeeSports YouTube channel is Thursday, about 10 minutes away from here, as Holy Name takes on Archbishop Hoban. That will be a fun game. 5 p.m. first pitch. 1-1 misses low, now 2-1. Once again, thank you to St. Vincent St. Mary for allowing us to come here and do this broadcast. I've said it before and I'll say it again. St. V's is one of my favorite teams to cover when I get the chance. We'd love to do some more games, especially here. If it works out, hopefully I will be out, and hopefully we'll be relying on the luck of the Irish a lot more often. 3-1 the count. And once again, I'll say it every time I cover St. V's at this point. They are the school that ended my Holy Name broadcasting career by taking down Holy Name in the district semis last year. Funny how that works. The 3-1, lobbed in, and it is through. It's an RBI single for Matt Engelhardt. 2 for 4 on the day, and that makes it 7-0 St. V's. The Fighting Irish are rolling in Akron. Based on the way that they are playing right now, the new A-Town is Akron. And now up steps Rylan Hurley as well. 1 for 3 on the day with a single his last time up. Lobbed upstairs, 1-0 the count to begin this at bat on Hurley. The snow continuing to come down. The pitch. Hit into the sky in right center. Getting underneath that is the right fielder for out number 1. I believe that is Cam Jones, now out there in right. That would complete the change. A straight swap. Jones into the field for Blatt. Blatt just out of the ball game.
Number 6, Tyler Sloan.
And now up steps Tyler Sloan with 1 down in the bottom of the 5th. The pitch. Ground ball, highly chopped to the right side. Fisk will take the out at 1, and he gets it to his brother for out number 2 just in time. A high chopper off the turf. And switch over to that other camera angle. What a beautiful view of that snow. It just looks like pixels.
For St. Vincent St. Mary, number 8.
I have never seen anything like this. This might be camera angle of the year. You see the snow coming through, a nice close view. That's beautiful right there. First pitch is up 1-0 the count. Obviously the conditions aren't great, but it's cool to see that. You get to see the game through frames. And I believe that's a balk on Burton because he lost the ball. And that will award third base to the runner. That's a tough one right there. He just lost control. This is the one and only time where I think everybody agrees on what is a balk. The one and only time. Otherwise, ask a pitcher what a balk is. You better have a chair because you will be there for a long time. And believe me, as a former catcher, there it is, the one of the day. I've seen so many balks, and I really cannot tell you what a balk is. The 1-0 misses upstairs, now 2-0. Definitely, as this one gets colder, you have to wonder how much grip do these players have on the ball. Swing and a miss. Burton enough to get that chase from Kirky. Count now 2-1. But St. Vincent St. Mary pummeling Alliance up by 7. Hit off the bat awkwardly right side. Valentino makes the play in foul territory. And that is enough to retire the side. 1 run will score in the bottom of the 5th. It comes from Matt Engelhardt as he is able to do the damage. We flip to the top of the 6th inning in Akron. St. V 7, Alliance 0, your score on SmeeSports. As well, stay tuned after the game as we will have post-game interviews along with some pre-game pictures. You can also check out our new website at www.SmeeSports.com. We will be back on in a minute. Will Tober staying on the mound from St. V's, and he will look to continue his one-hitter when we return. Nine, 1 and 2, due up in the top of the 6th inning at Skeeles Field a very cold afternoon/evening in Akron. 7-0 St. Vincent St. Mary on top. If you are just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports. And there is the grip issue. 1-0 the count on Burton. And now that 5 is complete, I am doubting that we will get through the 6th. If you see more like that, I think player safety's put in there. We maybe finish out this part of it, and that's it. I just don't see how you finish this game. The snow is coming down a lot more now. 2-0 the count. I don't think Tober has any feeling in his hands, and neither do the Aviators. I mean, we've seen a balk because of the conditions. We're not playing the 7th. I don't see a purpose to. The 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. I mean, you see it on your screen right now. It's not hitting the camera. It's just going sideways across it. It has been a sideways snow all afternoon, and you see it there. The 3-0, and it is in there, 3-1. But to see a pitcher like Will Tober throw 3 straight balls, something isn't right. And I'm not saying that he couldn't, but just knowing how good of a pitcher he is, that is not him. 3-1. And now 3-2, so now he is back. But just knowing this St. V's pitching staff, when this stuff happens, it's not them. In the bullpen now, it is Will Morehouse, the junior. If he does come on, that would only be the 5th pitcher to pitch this season for St. V's. The starters plus Sam Robinson. And the payoff is in the dirt. It's a leadoff walk for Cam Burton. And for Alliance, they actually do have some action in the bullpen.
For the Aviators, number 20, Brady White.
Brady White will step in. I am shocked. Alliance, a big thing heading into this week that I was told was saving pitching. Save pitching for Salem. Save pitching for Salem. Yes, they moved the games to Wednesday and Thursday, but it depends who's in there. And looking at the field, if I had to guess, it is Brody Bugera. 0-1 now the count. The pitch. Hit over to the left side, and the diving play is made at short. The throw across is in time, but no, they say no. An excellent snag at short by Engelhard, but it is not in time. An excellent attempt. It's an infield single. 2 on now, and we will see D'Angelo Fisk step in for the Aviators.
For the Aviators, number 11, D'Angelo
Tajay, no, plug that into the camera. Unplug the HDMI from the camera. 2 on, no one down. Into the camera. 1-0 the count to begin this at-bat on Fisk. Sorry about that. We are having some technical difficulties of switching plugs. Here's the 1-0. It is low now, 2-0. This is Alliance's way back into the game. And bring the monitor back in. If I can screen this out, please, Tajay. 2 balls, no strikes on D'Angelo Fisk. Alliance looking to make a late game rally. The pitch. It is in there. 2-1 the count. But the conditions still less than desirable. But if Alliance can score 7 runs, they will say, what's snow? We just know runs. 2-1. Hit right side, and it will fall in for a base hit. The base is low for the Aviators. The train is rolling, and now up steps the power hitter, Bo Davis. Alliance in a great spot right now. Who would have thought this would be the scenario just 5 minutes ago? Nay, 2 minutes ago. Time will be called. This might spell the end of the day for Will Tober. But I think you let him see one more. If he can get the out here, you keep him. If not, no. Will St. V's make the change? I'd be surprised. But then again, I understand why you would. There is a defensive change happening. I can see that. And that is Eric Battenhouse, the senior, coming in. And he will play right field in place of Robinson. So is it Robinson coming in to pitch? That would make sense. This will be a redemption outing. But then again, he just pitched Friday. You put him back in already. And once again, This snow's no joke, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it is whipping. That's one way to describe it. Robinson just going to warm up in the bullpen. So this mound visit was called simply to just say, Sam, come in and go warm up. And by warm up, go freeze in the bullpen by warming up. Bases loaded, no one down. And this might be the most obscure game that has ever been broadcasted on the SmeeSports YouTube channel. I don't know what to even think about this game now. If we could pull up the pictures from earlier today, you would not say that this is the same field. The snow continues to come down. I think if Alliance doesn't score the runs here, you call off the game. I mean, how is this playable? That I don't know. The pitch. And it's a strike call, and it bounced in first, I think. A business decision has been made. 0-1 the count, and the minimal Aviator fans in the stadium are giving their 3 cents. Not 2 cents. A little bit elevated from there. The 0-1, sky to right side, still in play, and caught over at first base by Sloan for out number 1. But that first pitch, I don't think the Worms would have hit that either. It bounced in, and we're playing cricket for a little bit here. With 1 down, now up steps Valentino Fisk. But if you are just joining us because you went to your car, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. Glad to have you with us. First pitch is a ball, 1-0 on Valentino Fisk. There's braving the elements, and then there's this. This is an experience. This is one of the most interesting games that I've ever called for any sport. Here's the 1-0. It is in there, 1-1 on Valentino Fisk. And based on the first pitch to Davis, I think your zone is going to start expanding more and more. Will Tober looking to get out of this inning. Robinson warming up. He would be the closer probably next frame. Here's the 1-1. A good block by Kirky. Keeps it close. Now 2-1. If Fisk is able to get a hold of this baseball and send it over the left field wall, 3-run game. It is still not over, but 7 runs right now, a massive mountain to climb. Here's the 2-1. Misses upstairs, 3-1. Tober 1 pitch away from walking home run number 1 of the game for the Aviators. Alliance in danger of being goose-egged for the first time this year. The least amount of runs that they have scored in a game to date was the opener against Massillon, 2 runs. And it is in there, 3-2 on Valentino Fisk. It is Charlie Icky in the on-deck circle for the Aviators. Three balls, 2 strikes. Tober looking for out number 2. He fires. Hit right side. It could fall. It is still carrying on back. And the play is made in right for out number 2. But the tag up from Burton puts the Aviators on the board. Make it 7-1. A good sacrifice from Valentino. It had a chance to fall, but just not enough carry in the end. And now up steps Charlie Icky. If Icky pieces this ball, I think there is a very good chance that you see the end of Will Tober on the mound. But if he gets this one, that will probably be his day regardless. You had the action in the bullpen. The bullpen action has stopped. This is probably his last batter, and it starts off with a good pitch from Will. 0-1 the count to Icky. Icky last time up grounded out into that unfortunate double play completely made by Quinn Yori. The pitch. Hit right side and foul. No balls, 2 strikes on Charlie Icky. If you are just tuning in, this is OHSAA Baseball live on SmeeSports. But a very cold, a very grim, a very bright as of 4 p.m. day in Akron. Here's the 0-2, and it sails wide, and that is how run number 2 will score. The headfirst slide is just enough, and Brady White almost didn't have enough behind it to score. He almost had a Willie Mays Hayes slide like he did into second base. But that time he just had enough to get through. 1-2 the count, 7-2 now your score. Runner at second base for the Aviators. But a good job from Alliance. They're able to put something on the board here in this frame. 2 runs. They need a lot more than that to make their comeback. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tober sets, fires, misses. Based on other called strikes, that would have been most likely one they would have called, but this time they say no. 2-2 the count, 2 down. It is Lincoln Reese, in the on-deck circle for the Aviators. Here's the 2-2. It runs upstairs. Count made full on Charlie Ike. Ike needs to find his pitch here. If it's close, you have to cut. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Can Tober get out of the inning? The payoff. Outside. It is a well-worked walk from Charlie Ike. A battle at the dish. He makes the count full, and that will put 2 ducks on the pond for Lincoln Reese. A chance for redemption for Lincoln Reese. 0 for 2 on the day with 2 flyouts. He has been struggling to find his stride once again after a good start. But this is a good spot for him to find said stride. 7-2, St. V's on top. Only 3 hits today for Alliance. Tober checks, sets, and fires. Almost hits him. Usually you would hear we have ice, but the ice is in the form of the precipitation. 1-0 the count, and Coach Shepard might just say that's it. He's on the edge of the dugout, but he will stay put. If that happens again, I think as much as Tober wants to finish this inning, you can't keep him out there. Let him go out on top. 1-0 the count. Tober looking to regather. Fires. A better offering there, but still upstairs. 2-0 the count. Still some action in the bullpen for St. V's. Sam Robinson, the man, getting warm. It is Cam Jones in the on-deck circle after Reese for the Aviators. Misses upstairs. 3 balls, no strikes. And this could load up the bases. A very slippery ball that is being used by Tober. And that is what you would expect in these games with precipitation. A lot of rotation. You have to keep it fresh. 3 balls, no strikes. Tober, even if it is a lob, he needs a strike here. And he won't get it. Reese takes 4 pitches in a row. That will load up the bases. And here comes Coach Shepard. Will Tober, it looks like he doesn't want to come out of this game. That is just the battler that he is. But I think he will be vetoed by Coach Shepard in this occasion. Sam Robinson, he will make the trot in from the left field dugout, and that will spell the end of the afternoon for Will Tober. Nothing to put his head down about. 3 hits allowed, 2 runs, a couple more on the base path. This inning was not his fault. When the conditions are this bad and you really can't feel your hands or get a grip, there's only so much you can do. He did what he could, but now all eyes turn to Sam Robinson. Bases loaded, 2 down in the top of the 6th inning. Alliance looking to scream back when we return. This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. Two changes have been made by St. V's. In right field, it is Colbert, and on the mound, it is Sam Robinson. We welcome in a record crowd for a high school game live for baseball. 65 concurrent viewers. If you are one of them, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening. And if you are not one of the 65 concurrent viewers, I am still Nathan Smee. Nothing really changes. I am not that powerful yet. Keywords yet. I can't be in two places at once. We are trying to figure that out. 1-0 the count. The pitch. A good offering, 1-1 now. It is Cam Jones in the box for the Aviators. And moments ago, my roommate, Julian Rodriguez, he takes credit now for all the viewers that we have. He said he brings people. And if that's the case, we're bringing you to Hoban on Thursday. 2-1 the count now. See, that's what happens when you say things like that. You volunteer yourself for more. I do have to buy him food after that. That is true. 2 balls, 1 strike on Jones. The pitch. Chopped left side and foul. Count now sits at 2-2. But a beautiful view of that field. I mean, both cameras, you get the view of the snow blitzing in. You get a great view of the pitcher and the catcher. The other one, you get the full field. It's beautiful. I mean, you can barely even see the net in this view. A beautiful field, one of the best that we cover at. The only thing better is Alliance. I mean, obviously it's a cramped box, but there is no obstructions. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down on Jones. The pitch from Robinson, and it is scooped up. What a pick by Kirky. Kirky was 1 extension away from making it 7-3, but he keeps it close enough. Credit Kirky. You see a lot of flashes of Daniel Crable in him. I'm sure Daniel, if he's watching, is proud of his predecessor. Runners will move on the offering. The payoff, and it is low. 7-3 now your score. The base is still loaded, and the tying run for Alliance steps in. Ben Craig. Can he do something elite for the Aviators? 4-run game. Robinson looking to workshop this experience and make something happen. But Craig one swing away from changing this game. 0-1 the count. He just needs to keep this rolling. That is all he has to do. Get 2 home. It's 7-5. The Aviators can make up 2 runs next inning. They can do it. But they need some runs here. Popped up, and it will go foul. 0-2 on Craig. He is coming up aggressive, but St. V's, they know that. I think based on the game script, if I am Sam Robinson, I'm dialing up high heat. Get the chase upstairs. I think you take that risk. If Craig pieces it, so be it. You go high. Instead, he goes low. It skips wide right. And there will be a retreation at third. And, oh my, the base runner is wearing a jacket. Oh my, I just realized that. I think that's Iki. He has a jacket on at third. We will flick to it. That is indeed a jacket. Unreal. 1-2 now the count. Robinson sets and fires. Almost hits him. Is it fouled though? The answer is no. I heard a slight ricochet. I think Craig got away with one there. That would have been one heck of a way for Robinson to get his first strikeout of the game, quote unquote. On the foul tip, it counts. It's an offering. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Robinson coming set. He will fire. Chopped. It's off of him, and he is in some pain. It won't matter. We will see it again, as it should be just deemed foul. Unlike softball, where if that was the case, he would be out, but it's cold, and the way it hit, that is painful. But Craig, as I said before, a state qualifier for the swimming team. He knows what grit and grind is, and he will stay in. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Robinson fires. It's behind. It is past. Iki with the jacket flies on in, and the added aura gives the Aviators their 4th run. Not the pass ball, just pure aura scores Iki. Having a jacket on the base path, you've only seen that in softball. Here, never. Credit to Iki. He wants to stay warm, and he scores. 2 runners in scoring position. Can Ben Craig get a piece, or will the bases load again? The payoff, it's behind, it sails behind. Will we have a play at the plate? There is no flick. It is 7-5. The Aviators are screaming back. Put runners at the corners, 2 down, and up steps Cameron Burton, but time has been called. What a comeback. 5 runs this inning from the Aviators. That is why you never count them out. Wow. What a change. Robinson, his day will end. We have our 3rd arm of the frame, still 2 down, and the tying run stands at first base for the Aviators. We floated run rule moments ago, but flash forward, forget the run rule. St. V's, they are fighting for momentum to get it back here. They have to bring on Matt Large. One of their 3 standout starters is coming in trying to settle down the inning. Alliance, a valiant effort coming back. But this will be one heck of a task. Can Large get the Fighting Irish out of the inning? Stay tuned and find out when we return. The call to the bullpen has been made by St. Vincent St. Mary. One of their 3 starters, Matt Large, comes in now to pitch as he will try and take down Burton. The pressure is now on. If Alliance can hold up defensively in the home half of the 6th inning, I mean, you look at the weather conditions, that is easier said than done. It's a 2-run ball game. They can make that up in 1 inning. They have done that so many times this season. If Burton can get on, you let the top of your order do their thing. I mean, Brady White has had a triple this year. Brady White is one of the leaders of this team. He can make this a lead for the Aviators with 1 swing of the bat. And now you see why Alliance is 5-0. These guys never give up. It is Cam Burton stepping in. He walked his last time up, entering play today. He is batting .400. He has made a scream back to the top of the batting average charts for the Aviators. A tough start. He is now getting back to his best. First pitch from Large upstairs, 1-0. St. V's, their next game is on Wednesday against Walsh. So Sloan now has been guaranteed to basically start that game. He may have been regardless, but he has to now. Runs inside, 2-0. I mean, St. V's fans, if I'm wrong, let me know on social media, but I think Sloan has to start that game. You're not going to throw Large on, what would it be, 40-some hours of rest? Tober, he pitched today. He will probably pitch this weekend. The 2-0 in the zone, 2-1. 5 runs have been scored this inning by the Aviators. All 5 to be exact. 2 balls, 1 strike, the count on Cam Burton. Large working in the snow, trying to retire the side. He fires. Hit right side. It is a easy play, potentially. And there it is. A routine play amid normal conditions, but amid the snow, not a gimme play. It is still made by Tamzarian, and he retires the side. Alliance scores 5 runs in the top of the 6th inning. We flip to the home half of the inning. St. V's looking to score some runs and add some cushion. Alliance not out of this one. In the 7th inning, they will send the top of their order up. It's their defense's turn to make something happen. We will step aside and return to Skeeles Field in a minute. This is OHSAA Baseball live on SmeeSports. Do not go anywhere. This one has gotten interesting. Alliance screams back and posts 5 runs in the top of the 6th inning. St. V's looking for some cushion as we enter the home half of the 6th inning. It is a snow globe here at Skeeles Field, 7-5. St. V's on top. First pitch, well upstairs. 1-0 the count on Pytash. It is Charlie Eakey now on the mound for Alliance. I don't know the last time that he has pitched. This is his debut this season, and he finds a strike. I think in all of warm-ups, he didn't have a single strike, but now he has a 1-1 count on Pytash, who has had a good day. He has reached, not because of hitting the last couple of times, that eephus missing. 2 walks and a hit by pitch to be exact. But 2 balls, 1 strike. That was a good pitch from Eakey as the zone looks to expand even more now. We are now at the 2-hour mark of this game. Ground ball chopped right back to Eakey. It's a pitcher fielding play for out number 1. Credit to Charlie Eakey. That is a great way to start the inning. He looks to keep it rolling against Ashton Tamzarian, flashing back to the last time that we saw him. A 2 RBI single. That was one of the big plays back in the home half of the 4th inning. He looks to get on the base path here with 1 down. The pitch from Eakey. It is in there. 0-1 the count. Charlie Eakey, a master of deception. Here's the 0-1. And that one is definitely not a strike as it bounces on in. 1-1 now the count. But credit to Iki. I am surprised that he has that much feeling in his hands. It is cold outside. That is a given. But these guys, they are battling, and this game has become really competitive. Here's the 1-1 from Iki. Lobbed well upstairs as Davis is able to catch it. 2 balls, 1 strike. After Tamzarian, Quinn Yori is due up next for STVM. I know over at John Carroll they had snow on their field this morning, but we're starting to finally see some at least stay on the field for a minute. Iki unable to have that ball get close. It almost hits Tamzarian. 3-1 the count. And I think for player safety, it is a very good thing this game is ending, hopefully in the next 15 minutes. But Alliance, you never know what they can do. 3 balls, 1 strike. And Iki will step off. Now the question is, will Matt Large come back in? I think he has to see this one out, but he is not pitching at all. He needs to stay warm. The 3-1 hits Tamzarian. And with 1 down, Ashton will reach on a hard 90. And Iki in some pain. He really can't feel his hands. We'll get some eyes on the official temperature outside. I mean, we knew it was going to drop, but 36 feels like 21. What are we doing? I don't even think you could say this is remotely football weather. At the high school level, no. Over at InfoCision, when I had Hoban and Walsh for the regional final a couple of years ago, mid-November, right before Thanksgiving, 10 times warmer. It was like 40 degrees on the field. It was a nice evening for some football. Now, Charlie Iki needs to have something in his hand, a hot pocket, a hand warmer, you name it. But I think that his day is done. We will see what happens. A couple of guys are now on the mound. If Valentino Fisks comes on and pitches, I'm going to be very confused because that would have been the guy you thought would have gone in initially instead of Iki. Burton comes back on, and I don't think anybody knows what's going on. Anyway, our next broadcast on the SmeeSports YouTube channel is on Thursday, 10 minutes away from here. It will be Archbishop Hoban and Holy Name Baseball. That game starting at 5 p.m. Myself and Cameron Ragazzo will have the call for that one. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFest2024 on Twitter. As well, subscribe down below on the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So, if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing, and it greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports. As well, we have a website now, www.SmeeSports.com. You can see a lot of great content on there. A few articles already up, and we are starting to build an archive of our past broadcasts with links to YouTube. As well, you could be potentially watching this game live from our website, as we do have the link embedded along with the rest of our future broadcasts embedded to the website. So we will see how many views we get from that. Hopefully we get a few during this game from there, but checking the numbers, I'll check once again. We were in the 70 watching range last time I checked, and it says 71. And it is 71. That is the most that we have ever had live for an OHSAA baseball game. I think the number to beat is maybe 80, and that was KSU Tusk baseball against Miami Middletown. And their head coach is an ESPN analyst, Mark Adams. And now Coach Graffis, he is arguing something with the official here. And we will try and see what it is. So now, from what we're hearing, they're trying to say that Iki came out when he didn't. Coach Graff is not happy. And we are just going to continue waiting around. It's cold. 21 degrees outside. Let's end this. Let's keep the game going, and let's roll. Iki clearly trying to get feeling in his fingers. Come on now.
Stepping in for St. Vincent St. Mary, number 9, Quinn Yori.
And at long last, up steps Quinn Yori, and as you can see on your screen, the snow, it's just getting worse. The fact that we are still playing is a minor miracle. Ball 1 to Yori. I mean, we played 6. That would be enough for a complete game. It's not like the Lions can score right here, right now. It'd be St. V sacrificing 2 outs. Could we call it? I said before, I'd be surprised if we see the 7th inning, and it looks like we will. The pitch, E-fist in and upstairs, 2-0 the count. But a great game. St. V's dominated it early, but because of the weather, the game has gotten out of hand almost. And Davis, he has to get to his legs to block that with his chest. 3-0 the count. I have never witnessed anything remotely close to this. I mean, the Benny game was bad, but there wasn't snow. That's the difference. Iki sets and fires, and it is bounced right. And St. V's, they might try and press their luck. They don't. Put runners at first and second with 1 down.
Now batting for St. Vincent St. Mary, senior, number 24, Matt Large.
And now a mound visit will be called to talk to Iki. Matt Large will bat for the designated hitter. We are over 2 hours in. And I think we are going to start having the conversation of just ending it here. I think we've had it a couple of times, but it feels like 21. It is snowing a lot. Some of it's starting to stand on the field almost. Once again, it was 50 degrees at first pitch today. A beautiful afternoon, and now we have flurries. I mean, Easter's next week, but it feels like we are closer to Christmas. And I think we have a pitching change. D'Angelo Fisk comes in. Wow. D'Lo, I think he is going to take a couple of warm-ups and be done. But wow, D'Angelo Fisk coming in. That was one of the guys they planned on saving for Salem. And now the question is, why did they bring him in at the start of the inning? A lot of confusion in this game. Mother Nature has destroyed pitching rotations today. I have no clue how we are still playing. Still hang tight with us here on SmeeSports as we work through this one. Bo Davis is doing all he can to give a good zone. D'Lo just trying to find something on the mound. There's just no grip on the ball. Wow. It's a marshmallow world here in Akron. And it looks like against all odds and against all attacks from Mother Nature, we will play on. Once again, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports. This is a channel first. I mean, I've seen snow. Obviously, if you're from Ohio, you've seen snow. But have you seen something like this in a baseball game? A snow globe, 20-degree real feel, a 7-0 scoreline to start the inning, and we play on. Unbelievable is the only way to describe this. I mean, it's warm in the box, but you stick your hand out the window and you almost feel icicles grow. I don't even know what you say about this game at this point. Fisk still on to pitch for the Aviators. We will look at his stats real quick. 7 innings pitched on the year, 4 hits allowed, 1 run, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout to his name. No earned runs, to my knowledge, against him this year. But just like St. V's, the weather forces the hand of the Aviators. Realistically, this game was 7-0. Alliance benefits a lot from Mother Nature, but they make some good plays. This is the tight affair we expected. I think that still we expected a 5-3, 5-4, 5-2, 4-2, something in that range scoreline. Not 7-5, with a majority of the runs being scored due to Mother Nature. But you have to play with the cards that you're dealt.
Now pitching for the Aviators, junior number 11, D'Angelo Fisk.
But D'Lo, he is on. He is ready to go. And I think Coach Graffis and Coach Shepard are doing all they can to muster up a few more balls to play with. We're running out quick. And after long last, now we see Matt Large step in the batter's box. From the time his name was announced to now, I think 5 minutes have passed. And it's a first pitch strike from D'Lo. 2 on, 1 down in the bottom of the 6th inning for Alliance's defense to work through. But a great resilient battle so far in this frame from the Aviators. Missing upstairs, that is Fisk. 1-1 the count on Matt Large. Large batting .250 on the year, 1 RBI to his name, and through 10 innings of work, a perfect 0.00 ERA. And an inside strike, 1-2 on Matt Large. Once again, next inning, it is the top 3 of the Aviator order due up 2 hits. Fisk looking for out number 2. Almost gets it on the outside corner, but they say no. Count evened up at 2-2. Wow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fisk looking for out number 2. Fires. Line right side and foul. That ball sent zipping off of a post. A good fight away swing from Large. If he can straighten one out, then that will do wonders for St. V's. Count still remains 2-2. Runs inside, now full. The Aviators going back to the 1-2. They feel they had their second out of the inning, but just not given. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Can Fisk finally get out number 2? Runners break. It is popped over to the right side. A quick retreat to second base, and it is caught in right by Cam Jones for out number 2. A long sequence to get there. Runners still remain at first and second. And Sam Robinson now steps in. Robinson so far, the big thing, a triple. He also had a great bunt earlier on in the game, but it was his triple that got one of the innings underway, and it's a first pitch strike from Fisk. If Alliance finds a way to score 2 or more runs, we will see the top of St. V's order hit in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here's the 0-1. They say no, 1-1 the count. But you have to feel if Alliance survives no runs allowed, they have the momentum. And it would be hard for them not to. In there, 1-2 on the corner. D'Angelo Fisk was the breath of fresh life that the Aviators needed. A life reborn. The 1-2 runs inside, and now that will put runners at the corners. 2-2 the count. A good steal there. And Alliance, they need the out at the plate. I would assume the runner at first will steal here, because if it's thrown down, there's a run down. There's a run scoring on that. He will go there. Line right side and foul. And because of when he left, he still has to go back. He tried beating the system, but the foul ball says no. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sam Robinson. Can Fisk find out number 3 at the plate? The runner goes, and we will have a potential fake. And I think D'Angelo Fisk is more lucky to not have committed a balk than anything. I get you try and attack it, but at the same time, that is too risky of a play. If that's a balk, which it definitely could have been, you give the run anyway. Coach Shepard, he did the right thing appealing because there is a case to be made. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners in scoring position for STVM. Alliance, they desperately need out number 3. Fisk sets the pitch, lobbed upstairs, full count. Matt Engelhardt awaiting in the on-deck circle for the Fighting Irish. This game just getting longer and longer. Can Fisk get out number 3 here? Yes, he can! Strike 3, swinging! D'Lo cold as the weather. And that will retire the side. D'Lo comes in, runners first and second, and hangs on. We will head to the top of the 7th. Alliance down to their final 3 outs, but they have a chance. It's the top of the order due up when we return. A classic at St. V's. This is OHSAA Baseball, live on SmeeSports. We have finally heard it. Dean Martin's Let It Snow has finally rung at Skeeles Field on the campus of the University of Akron. St. Vincent, St. Mary 7, Alliance 5 your score. And I am not convinced that I am currently in my bed in Ketchum Hall dreaming about this game. I am not convinced that this is reality. If you are just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening, whether this is officially real life or if this is in my dreams at 3 a.m. We are still looking to verify the fact that this is a real game, but, I mean, I'll pinch myself. It's real. 7-5 your score. Top of the Aviator lineup due up here to take on Large. First pitch inside to Brady White, 1-0 the count. A big crowd just tuning in. We thank you for joining us this afternoon/evening. Obviously, the conditions not so great, but a very fun day of baseball. Another low one, 2-0 the count. The Aviators, they have been injected with a new sense of belief. No runs allowed in the bottom of the 6th inning. The first inning since the first that St. V's has a goose egg on the board. Here's the 2-0. It's inside. 3-0 on Brady White. It is D'Angelo Fisk in the on-deck circle for A-Town. What a game. Fisk would be the tying run. Davis the go-ahead in the hole. Large fires the 3-0, and that is a good get right from Matt Large. 3 balls, 1 strike, now the count on Brady White. But if you were just tuning in, I mean, just look on your screen. That's some good-fashioned snow. Good old-fashioned snow there. 3-1, and that's ball 4. Brady White on 5 pitches will walk to get us underway for the top of the 7th. And now up steps D'Angelo Fisk. I believe both sides have their final pitcher of the ball game in. I don't think we will see any more swaps. D'Lo stepping in now for the Aviators. He had a single his last time up. The Aviators 5 runs on 3 hits so far in this one. Large sets and fires. It is in there. 0-1 the count. Bo Davis, the go-ahead, eagerly waiting in the on-deck circle. Just an incredible day. An incredible comeback from the Aviators. St. V's just trying to hang on. And if Alliance scores, that would be the first blemish on Matt Large's ERA of the year. Runs inside that time. 1-1. And I don't think we have had a single swing yet this inning. That might be the best bet right now. Outlast. If it's good, you have to cut, though. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Large. Inside, 2-1. 8 pitches thrown by Large this inning. 0 swings from the Aviators. But Bo Davis in the on-deck circle, I think he will be changing that very soon. Here's the 2-1. First swing, it's chopped foul to the left side by Fisk. 2 balls, 2 strikes. A good idea. That was definitely the right call. But a cold one. I believe the last time we checked, the real field was around 20 degrees. Around 35 degrees officially, but with the real field nearly in the teens, we have an interesting one on hand. And now it is officially feeling like 35 degrees outside. 2-2 upstairs. They don't call it. Full count 3-2, and St. V's can't believe it. There have been so many that are on the outskirts or close that I feel are called the opposite way you'd think. Here's the payoff, and it's well up and out. Ball 4. The tying run is on the base path for the Aviators. Does Bo know? That is the question on everybody's mind. Does Bo Davis know? 2 on, no one down. Can Bo Davis be a hero? First pitch is low, 1-0 count. It's Valentino Fisco waiting in the on-deck circle. And given the small contact, the moment Val steps in, if Davis reaches, everybody and their brother is in. I think you were going to see Robinson stand in between first and second on the edge of the dirt. The 1-0, up but in, 1-1, and I think it's a very similar spot to the pitch in the last at-bat that St. V's wanted. And Kirky will go and talk to Matt Large, try and calm him down. In the meantime, it will be Coach Graffis giving some words of wisdom to Bo Davis. Once again, Alliance, their next game is at Salem on Wednesday and then at home against Salem on Thursday. Friday they go to Lake Center Christian at Kent State. Monday they host Canton Central. Tuesday, Wednesday they go to Carrollton and then host. Up and in, 2-1 on Davis. As for St. V's, Wednesday they have Walsh. Thursday, Norton. Saturday, Westerville North. On the 17th, they have Lou West. And on Holy Saturday, they have Massillon. Here's the 2-1. Up and out, 3-1 on Davis. Valentino Fisk. What's your game? That's the question right now. 3 balls, 1 strike. Can Bo Davis put this one in play? He should have swung right down the middle. 3-2 the count. I don't think he will get that good of an offering on the 3-2. Perfect pitch. Alliance's dugout, they are loud. They have the energy. Here's the payoff from Large. It is sky to right side, and it will carry on out of here. Foul. Count remains full. Davis getting aggressive down the stretch. I think he wants that 3-1 pitch back, but he won't. It is just now. Focus on the next pitch. Time will be called, it looks like. Coach Shepard, he will just give the ball to Large. As I said, I would be shocked to see another pitching change. I think both sides have dealt all the cards they have. The only possible card that the Aviators, I think, have left is subbing in Michael Blackwell and immediately pinch running him if he gets on. That's the only thing they could do. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. It's inside. The bases load. Unbelievable. All 3 of the guaranteed 3 reach. Time has been called. And Valentino Fisk is the man of the hour for Alliance. What a comeback. 1-run ball game's 90 feet away. 180 is a tie game. 270 is a lead. And 360 is insurance. What a game. 7-5 your score. This is what we wanted. I even said it on the way here. J-Rod, you can attest to this. I think this will be our game of the year for baseball. Softball, we've already drawn that line. It's going to be Marlington-Louisville given the home run with 2 down. But I think with barely any of our baseball cards dealt, this is game of the year. And I will stand by that until another game changes my mind. First pitch to Fisk is outside, but in. 0-1 the count. A good delivery from Large. How aggressive will Valentino Fisk be? And another thing, the infield, relatively deep depth. Now 1-1 as that pitch misses low and inside on Valentino. After Val, it goes to Charlie Eakey. After Eakey, it goes to Lincoln Reese. 1 ball, 1 strike, bases juiced. The pitch. Hit foul to the right side. That is exactly what Fisk wanted to do, down that way, but couldn't bring it in. Now he is down to his final strike. And Charlie Eakey, he has already grounded it into 1 double play today. He is praying that he doesn't have to face another. Large sets, fires the 1-2, hit to the right side again and out of play. He knows where he wants it to go. He is hitting it where it wants to go, but still can't get it to go. We are now at the official 2.5 hour mark for this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Large fires, lined right side, and it falls for a base hit. 1-run game. Bases stay loaded, and the Aviators are back within 1. It's an RBI single for Valentino Fisk. And the train continues to roll. St. V 7, Alliance 6. A beautiful liner right side. The 3rd time of asking was enough. And the go-ahead run stands in scoring position. Wow. Just wow. What a game at Skeeles Field. Everyone that has stayed, everyone that has tuned in, are you not entertained? This is peak baseball. This is peak high school baseball. And this is your home for peak baseball. SmeeSports. Lincoln Reese in the on-deck circle. We do have some action in the bullpen. And it is Ben Craig, it appears. So Alliance, they may not have dealt all of their cards. Charlie Eakey, what says you? First pitch strike on the corner. A beautiful delivery from Large. Now I've checked 82 tuned in. That is a record for baseball all the way around. Thank you to everyone who has joined us this afternoon. Here's the 0-1. It is low. 1 ball, 1 strike on Charlie Eakey. Eakey, he pitched part of the 6th inning but couldn't get it done. Entering play today, batting 200, 2 RBIs, and 2 doubles in his back pocket. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch, lined right side, but foul. If he could have brought that a little bit left, Alliance would be leading. Instead, it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Matt Large going deep in his bag, and that run that just scored is the first blemish on his ERA of the year. 6 unanswered from Alliance. The 1-2, ride right side, but foul again. Just like Valentino, 2 foul balls off to the right side. Can he straighten this one out? 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded for Alliance. The pitch. Upstairs, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eakey survives another pitch. And redemption might be the game of Lincoln Reese in the on-deck circle. It will still be interesting to see if we do see Michael Blackwell step in. I talked to the Alliance coaches before the game, and they did confirm he could play if needed. I mean, you look at his batting average. He's batting .556, 6 RBIs, 2 doubles, 2 stolen bags. If he says, I'm okay, coach, and he really means it, I think he goes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. Low. Full count. St. V's can't believe it again. Matt Large. He needs it here. A ball and we're tied. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff. Chopped foul. Icky survives another pitch. And the kicker. I think that would have been ball 4 based on where it was going. Count remains full. Bases loaded. The sophomore has a chance for his arrival to be known. Can he do it? Large, the payoff. We're tied! It's low! 7-all! 7 unanswered from the Aviators, and we have a new ball game. Bases still loaded. Energy and aura carrying the Aviators. 7-7, top 7. The go-ahead is at third, and up steps Lincoln Reese. Large needs it here. First pitch strike, a good get right from Matt. And it looks like we will have some action in the St. V's bullpen. It is Will Morehouse. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch. Up and out. 1-1. Based on the way this game is going, I don't think I am going to have a voice tomorrow. The voice can be kissed goodbye after this one. 1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch from Large. Grounder up the middle. It's through. Alliance leads. Alliance leads. They go for 2. They will get it. It's 9-7. The Aviators complete the comeback. It is 9 straight runs. Lincoln Reese, how about that for redemption? Unbelievable. Coach Graffis and company are fired up. And Alliance has done it. 2 in scoring position. No one out. 9 runs unanswered. And the classic status of this game has been confirmed.
Cam Jones.
And now Cam Jones steps in. As you can see on screen, time to brighten this one up a little bit more. We'll keep that at 250. We will stay on that view. We will mess with the other camera at the end of the inning. Cam Jones steps in. 2 runners in scoring position. First pitch strike from Large. 0-1 the count. 4 runs this inning from the Aviators. I said it last frame. They needed 2 more. Make it 7-5. They have a chance. And they have more than a chance. Swing and a miss from Jones. 0-2 the count. Large starting to settle back in. And it is getting dark. I don't know how much more time we have. The 0-2 is outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And believe it or not, there are no lights at this field. You would think Division I there is, but there's not. Here's the 1-2. Line right side. It falls. It's an RBI single for Cam Jones. 10-7 Alliance on top. And somehow, in some way, we have a kill shot in baseball. 10 unanswered. Time has been called. Cam Jones, what a swing. Wow, what a game. 5 runs for the 2nd inning in a row scored by the Aviators. If you were confused why they were undefeated before today, put your wonders and doubts aside. This is Aviator baseball. Alliance 10, St. V 7, no one down in the top of the 7th. We will have a new pitcher. It is Morehouse. He will come on and we will step aside. Alliance, they are leading by 3. This is OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. Still are not through a third of an inning yet. And the Aviators, with 6 hits, lead by 3. An unreal game, an unreal day in the snow. If you are just joining us, I am Nathan Smee on the call for you this evening live on SmeeSports. We are very grateful for each and every one of you who has tuned in throughout this broadcast. We have reached over 80 concurrent viewers at one time, which is a record for our baseball coverage across college and high school. So we thank you for joining us today, and we thank you for making this game a very special one, not only on the field, but for us here at SmeeSports as well. We do have a website now, so go check us out at www.SmeeSports.com.
Senior number 27, Will Morehouse.
Morehouse, he will have to face Craig.
Aviators number 45, Ben Craig.
Runners at the corners, no one down. Can Alliance add on some more runs here? An unreal game, an unreal finish expected. It is getting very dark, though, I will say that. First pitch to Craig is in the zone. A good beginning from Morehouse. 0-1 the count. After Craig, Cam Burton is due up next. And then we go back to where we started this inning. Morehouse sets, checks. Runner goes, the pitch. Chop left side, it's through! It's an RBI single for Ben Craig! 11-7 Alliance on top. The parade continues. It is 11 unanswered runs from the Aviators. Who saw this coming? Runners now at first and second. Still no one down. St. V's, they need to get some defense going. Otherwise, this game will end early due to darkness. We will hit the 3-hour mark most likely. We are just over 2.5 hours in. And now Cam Burton stepping in. The pitch, bunt shown, pulled back. It's a ball. 1-0 the count. Again. The rally continues. 12-7, Alliance on top. It's a 5-run game, 7 this frame. And now, up steps the top of the order. It is Brady White. Brady White steps in, still no one down. And we are going to have to hustle to get this game done. It might be too far gone to do so. We will see how they do approach this as we are so close to the end. First pitch strike, 0-1 on White. I think, honestly, if you are Alliance, you score the 2 runs in scoring position, you flip the frame just to get the game in. You go up there, you swing at 3 pitches and miss, and you just flip the frame. You get the game in. That's a crazy suggestion, but you never know. It's up the middle. It's through. It's an RBI single for Brady White. It could be 2. The play at the plate is not in time. White is in at second. It's a 2 RBI single for Brady White. It is now 14-7. 9 runs have scored this inning for the Aviators. Wow. It continues. Brady White, one heck of a cut. He had a web gem earlier. This game, unhinged. Can Alliance, for the second Monday in a row, have a double-digit inning in regard to runs? The answer is potentially very likely, depending what Fisk does here. First pitch runs inside, 1-0. And now the question is, if they call it here and they can't complete it, do they revert back, and would St. V's take the win? So many nuances. This is wild. Now 2-0. Ladies and gentlemen, I can barely see the field now. Davis awaits in the on-deck circle, but I think it's going to take a miracle to complete this game. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch. Runs inside, now 3-0. At what point, if you are the Aviators, do you just surrender yourselves? I mean, it's a crazy thought, but to get this game in, you flip to the home half of the 7th, 7-run cushion. Do you trust your defense that much not to allow 8 runs and just get this game over? It's a wild suggestion, but it's possible. The 3-0. Ball 4. Now Davis steps in. And the parade continues. I mean, it is dark on that field. The only reason we're still playing is the ball is white. Now Bo Davis steps in. Coach Graffis will talk to him here. And I think now they might just do the softball thing of leave early, get in rundowns, do any of the above, and just end it here. Because if they start the bottom of the 7th inning, they've had their chance. I feel like if the umps are thinking about calling it here, you have to maybe play that card. This isn't baseball. This is chess now. The pitch. Runs inside, 1-0 the count. For St. V's next inning, I think we are going to see a lot of changes in their order. It would be Engelhardt, Hurley, and Sloan due up. I don't know if they will step in. We might see some changes. The 1-0. Backs him out. 2-0 on Davis. In the on-deck circle, it is Valentino Fisk. What a turnaround from the Aviators. 14 unanswered runs. 14. 2 balls, no strikes on Davis. Here's the pitch. To the corner, 2-1. And I think now, if the ball doesn't skip in or isn't above Davis's head, it's going to be a strike. I think both parties agree on that. 2 balls, 1 strike. Davis looking to make it 10 runs this inning. Here's the pitch. Cranked left side. It is going back, and it will fall. Davis, another big hit for the Aviators. 1 run will score. They send another. The play at the plate will not happen. Davis, he goes to third. It is a 2 RBI double. No down. Wow. Bo Davis continues his push towards a great college scholarship. And now up steps Valentino Fisk. (16-7). Unreal from the Aviators. 16 runs unanswered. Run number 17 over at third. The pitch. Runs inside. 2-0. And the crazy thing is, I don't even know if this is a guaranteed win. And if that's the case, I don't get why the Aviators aren't just sacrificing themselves on the base path. Just end the game. Get to the bottom of the 7th. Get out of it. I think they're allowed to do that. I think they could easily just forfeit their guys these next 3 or try and put someone ineligible in. Just end it there. You go out there, you get your 3 outs, and you win. Instead, Fisk will piece it out of play. Still no outs in the frame. I'm still surprised they haven't called this one too dark. That's the conversation up here in the box, and it's a valid conversation to have. I mean, you've seen our cameras at home, ladies and gentlemen. We have upped brightness how many times now, and we're still barely able to see it. And Alliance is wearing dark jerseys, and so is St. V's. 2-2. 3-2. The one saving grace, though, as clear as day, I can see that baseball. That's the thing. The baseball you can still see. And now Coach Shepard will go and talk to his pitcher, Morehouse. I feel like the umpires might discuss this one, too. What happens now? I feel like it's getting too risky. If you are Alliance, you just have to surrender yourself here. Take the 3 outs, go to the bottom of the 7th. I think if they do start the bottom of the 7th in any way, shape, or form, it calls. Now they're going to try and call it here. And if they go back to last inning, we have some changes to make on the scoreboard. Your final will be 7-5. And that will put St. V's at 4-1, Alliance at 5-1. And now it looks like they're calling everybody off. We will wait to get official confirmation. The rule might still be in effect. We will see how they score it, because keep in mind, St. V's with all the walks and stuff, it's not like this was a short inning. This inning went on for a long time. And they say they suspended it. Wow. So they're going to go the suspension route. That's the rumor. Will that be the official designation? I mean, it is really dark out there. We're going to send Tajay down to see if he can figure this out and see if we can get official confirmation. Once again, our next broadcast will be on Thursday at Hoban as they welcome in Holy Name for what will hopefully be a quicker game than this 5 p.m. start. To stay up to date on all the games that we are covering, follow SmeeSports on Instagram and SmeeFist2024 on Twitter, and subscribe to the SmeeSports YouTube channel and enable push notifications to be notified when we upload or go live. Trying to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of this calendar year. So if you are new, go down below and subscribe. It costs nothing, and it greatly helps out our efforts here at SmeeSports. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your field. I mean, look at this angle. Can anybody see the pitcher's mound? Tajay's going down. Once he comes back and reports to us, we will be able to give you a final score or a briefing. Right now, your options are suspension, 16-7 Alliance leads. Final, Alliance 16, St. Vincent, St. Mary 7. Or your final, St. Vincent, St. Mary 7, Alliance 5. You have 3 options. But as I said, I think the OHSAA will personally review this case. If that's my guess. And if you are the OHSAA watching, hello, I'm Nathan Smee. If you want someone in Akron for the playoffs, state championship games, come give me a call. Information on the screen right now. SmeeSports Instagram, SmeeFist2024 on Twitter. Email me as well. And if you are a college or high school student looking for an internship this summer, the SmeeSports page finally has announced that we will have an internship this summer. Thank you to our applicants so far. We are beginning some applicant interviews tomorrow. Looking forward to talking to some prospective interns to see what we can do and see what we can figure out. Tajay has not come back up to report yet. He's coming here. And we will Alliance 16, St. Vincent, St. Mary, the score at the time of suspension. Before we go, if you are looking to sponsor broadcasts in the Stark County or the Cleveland area, contact me at one of those avenues on your screen. I would love to work out a deal with you to promote the best of your business and your brand. But that will do it from Skeeles Field at the time of suspension. Yes, suspension of the game. Alliance 16, St. Vincent, St. Mary 7 your score. I have been Nathan Smee saying so long from the University of Akron. This has been OHSAA Baseball on SmeeSports. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we will see you on Thursday at Archbishop Hoban as the Knights take on Holy Name.